Now, I would watch a YouTube video about this,
Yeah.
and and this, is kind of a sad thing. And not that I wouldn't acquire this book and like have it, but you will probably pour over this where I might not.
Well, and I'm like,
sadly,
you talk about interest, like, well, that's just like something I'm interested, like building a library,
right?
Like,
yeah.
like that's something that intrigues me, like the connection of ideas, building my own, you know, map of ideas and of sources and things like that. Like that's interesting to me. And I mean, again, I'm just trying to prove like off the top of my head, you named things and it's like
photography is another one for me.
Yeah. I mean, like obviously there's things that always kind of consume, like photography, film,
big categories.
Yeah,
the novel.
But then like whiskey, like I guess the point I'm trying to make is that like we can be alike and we can have completely similar wavelengths and parallel thinking on a lot of these things and then be completely interested in different things. And I'm like, that's kind of a cool decentralized way to go about looking at things. Like I think humans have always had, I think humans don't really connect on interests. Humans connect on something deeper. Maybe that's not true, but it's always kind of been my intuition that humans, like we connect because we, why, I don't know, why do we connect? It's like there's trust, there's admiration, there's a bit of I think there's probably like a mimetic desire. There's just obviously shared interest is a part of it. We do have shared interest, but there's deeper things than just like, oh, we like the same five things.
I think a lot of it comes down to just honestly chemistry or something energy wise.
I think it's just there's like a mix of all these things.
Attracts, and it creates what I talked about earlier, sort of that ease of being together.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, with how many of us? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing that 7 people can get together
and just hang out
and effortlessly and have a good time without there being, and what it is like when you're with somebody and it's sort of like a little bit of work to like have a conversation, or sort of like those moments of where it gets quiet and you're like, it's a little awkward.
You're just
feel
tired
whatever.
of it. Yeah.
Like there isn't that
friction.
feeling of
There's
like,
friction.
I don't want you to go, like it's sort of like, okay, I'm ready to go. Okay, see ya.
You're like, this has been great.
Yeah, it's been great. And and I'm not.
I would love to hear your devil's advocate then on the decentral. Like, is that something that you?
Well, and when I was asking, it wasn't like I don't agree with you and give me an example to help me see your point of view.
No, and I didn't take it that way.
Yeah,
I just
good.
Yeah.
Mine was sort of like, this is a new idea for me, decentralized culture, and I'm curious if you can throw out some examples that make me feel like I'm with you in understanding that idea.
And I'm not sure if I necessarily threw out the best. I think if we overlap, my thinking was, okay, if we overlap so much and then our top 5 interests are completely different. Yeah. It's like, think about 2 people that don't overlap. Like everybody's just kind of has their own subculture at this point. And maybe I recognize that, or I think I recognize that just because I'm involved in a lot of subcultures and like there's a lot of different, I mean, we were talking about it a little bit pre-show. Like there's some people that I'll talk to about a certain collection of topics that there's absolutely no crossover with somebody else who I'm really close to. Yeah. And you can just kind of see the amount of, I guess, the stark contrast between individuals. There's just so many things to be into nowadays. Yeah.
And I think that's what I was getting at.
And there's still a monoculture. Like, here's the weird paradox of it all is I actually do think that monoculture is an issue.
Yes.
I also think simultaneously, and these ideas don't work together, so I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I think simultaneously we're in the most shattered, fractured, decentralized version of culture that's ever existed.
I wonder if that's like just really, to
it
me,
might just be me being an idiot too.
No, I think there's an objective understanding that coincides with an awareness of monoculture. Objectively, it's there, whatever. But then our subjectivity comes in, and we're like, but no, like we're all experiencing like these very unique slivers, and like it doesn't feel like what my consumption and contribution is to culture is part of the monoculture. It feels very unique to me. It feels very subjective. It feels very personal. And I think part of what I was asking you about examples was, again, just probing this idea of, but is the source of that fabricated?
Yeah. Well, like what you just said, it's like, do we just feel like we're different, but then there's like we're all coming from the same core idea,
right?
But I think the best test of this is another backbone of this episode of just I have continued to follow my interests as they come up, as I've pulled myself away from more algorithms, and it like that's a pretty good test.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but it also depends on what are your core categories, right? Because you can always build a core category that encompasses all of these shattered cultures and be like everybody's the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a way to argue your way out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So are we building base categories that are containing all of these cultural fragments, and then you're in a monoculture that appears to be the opposite,
right?
So I see how that's potential, but then like, what is culture ever?
Right.
Like what is, we're all humans, and I mean, I think that there's probably some core beliefs that I have that are different from other people, and then there's core beliefs that other people have that are different from, and then there might be large swaths of the world that have similar beliefs, but the fact that there are counter beliefs out there, I think is a powerful indicator that there is fragmentation.
It had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer and summer.